I'm all in favour of advocacy groups. They are very much needed for sections of the community that can't defend or look after themselves or get their own points across, but eventually most advocacy groups fall foul of that age-old axiom: give people an inch and they'll take a mile. The latest lunacy has come in the form of a gay lobby group formed between the AIDS Council of New South Wales, the Mardi Gras Committee, the Gay and Lesbian Rights Lobby and the Inner City Legal Centre here in Sydney to present a paper on policing at future gay and lesbian events in Sydney, principally Mardi Gras. They've called for a ban on the use of police sniffer dogs, particularly in the Mardi Gras precinct, because they claim this interferes with their harm minimisation programs. Say what? For me, this is not an argument over whether the use of illicit drugs should be legalised, as like many people, I believe the war on drugs has been lost and lost some time ago. And I don't know what the answer to that is, as I'm sure many of our legislators don't know either. But it's a blatant attempt to have gay people exempted from behaving in a lawful manner, and that generally gets the backup of the wider community. We're not sacred cows. We're a part of the community we live in, and as such we are bound by the laws that are in place. The argument that the laws are naff in relation to drugs may well be right, but the reality is that the statutes are there, and until such time as they are changed, it is simply the way it is, not just for the gay community, but for the whole community. For one group or another to cherry-pick exemptions that suit themselves is simply farcical and does little to engender confidence in the leadership of this combined lobby group. Only recently there was a music festival here in Sydney where 140 people were charged with drug-related offences. Yet there was not one scream of discrimination levelled over the arrests, nor were organisers seeking pre-arranged exemptions for people who wish to attend a music festival off their tits. I'm not a prude about the drug issue. Like just about every adult in Australia, I've tried pot. I've had an LSD experience as a young person, and when indulging in both was fully aware of the legal consequences and the risks involved in taking drugs. I ran that gauntlet. Similarly, I'm no one's father, so I'm not telling people what they can or can't put in their bodies. Their choices are their business, and they make them fully and they make those choices fully aware of the ramifications of drug use, both legal and health-wise. People do not need choices being made easier by being mollified that they are less likely to be pinged because of emasculated police presence at an event. Nor do I have a police badge, therefore it's not my role to run around dobbing people in for drug usage, as long as they manage to limit the consequences, or any consequences that occur, to themselves. There is little doubt that the gay community has a very high percentage of drug users, particularly of methamphetamines, and similarly there is little doubt that that won't decrease policing, sniffer dogs, harm minimisation programs or whatever. And yes, there is a need for harm minimisation programs and for information to be available to people who take recreational drugs, or so-called recreational drugs. So at the end of the day, there are a lot of people that haven't handled the ride they got on and they need assistance. I was certainly not surprised when the New South Wales Police Force said no way to the request for no sniffer dogs at Mardi Gras, and said it would continue to use sniffer dogs at all events where a heavy police presence was required, gay or straight. At a time when we're discussing equality issues at a government level and suggesting that we are just a part of the everyday community, it's hardly a good look to be trying to set aside the gay community from the laws that govern the masses. These lobby groups need to take a chill pill, discreetly of course, and focus on the real issues: discrimination, homophobia, equal rights, etc. They are all far more important than reducing the prospects of someone getting pinched for using ice, Tina, MBH, Molly or whatever at a Mardi Gras. Who knows, maybe some people will actually decide not to take something at Mardi Gras, enjoy the experience, and better still, remember it.